Oh, okay, officer. I did it. I confess. Turn out the spotlight.
Yes, you
So
did.
I had quite the adventure today.
Oh yeah, I was able to watch your adventure because Red Snoopy has connection to the internet, and my app has connection to the internet, and Joe was driving in circles at some points today.
So the first thing I did was leave the house because I knew it would be cold and I wanted to go somewhere warm. And I found out I didn't have many electrons or neutrons or protons. And so I went to Kempville to charge. And I had perfect directions written down. But sometimes the car, if you put it into the navigation GPS, it takes you a different way. And even if you tell me, just keep going the way you want and it will adjust. Sometimes it does not adjust. So I had this specific way I was going with many turns. There were many turns. Anyway, I got to where I wanted to go with no problem. And I charged up. However, when I plugged it in, it said, starting to charge? What does it say? Charging started.
It'll say something like starting to charge or charging started, or I think it says starting to charge. But starting to charge is really starting the process to charge.
Well, how would it know that without being plugged in?
Well, that's when you plug it in, it says starting to charge, but
Okay.
it's just really beginning the process. At the beginning, it's not charging.
So the last time I plugged in, I did not wait for it to say, I'm charging. So this time I waited for it to say, starting to charge. Then I get in Canadian Tire, I have my pee, I'm trying to wait out my 20 minutes that I figure it's going to take, and then the phone rings in Canadian Tire. The car appears to be not charging, Alan says. So then I go back outside, I unplug it, I plug it in again, and I wait. And then it says, finally, charging. Estimated time, 20 minutes or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Now I have 20 minutes to waste again. I go back into Canadian Tire. Now I'm looking for a replacement pot for the one someone broke while doing the throwing the hot water up in the air experiment.
Mm-hmm.
Can't find one. But I know there's one in the basement in a box labeled pots, spare pots, and glasses, I think. Anyway, that's another story for another day.
What did you learn about charging the car today?
I'm going to sit in there till the first 5 minutes are gone.
No, you don't have to wait 5 minutes. Probably within 30 seconds, you'd see that it was actually charging. Probably even 15 seconds, you'd see it was actually charging.
Then I went into Bulk Barn because you can't find a Bulk Barn very many places. That was kind of exciting because I got coriander seed for the pork. Then I got to where I was going and I visited Lenny and Charlotte and Millie and their cousin Maria was there and some other little kid. So it was chaos and they were all dressed ready to go out the door except Brandon and Millie. So I said, I'll stay with Millie. And Millie and I read the book that I wrote for her, and we played Tea Party, and then we played with the late Christmas present. Oh my God, she's so cute. She really was. She really had fun. And she's weaning herself off naps. That means the adults are weaning her off naps. At one point she goes, I'm so tired, she says. Could I have a bottle? Sounds like an old drunk. Just have a bottle. So I gave her a bottle and she put her head down on my lap for 30 seconds. And then she was up again going. So then I came home the same way until it wasn't. So my problem was I could not see these in the dark. Even when I put the tiny light on, I could not see them. And I'm going, okay, I'll map it from Kempville to Smith Falls. so it doesn't steer me wrong on this weird path that Alan goes on. I found some new back roads. The car took me on, and I thought, I don't want the car to take me on back roads. I just want to get home. Oh, wait, I had to stop and get this a 50,000-pound cow for our freezer.
Quarter cow.
We have a tiny, tiny freezer.
Oh, it took up hardly any space in that freezer at all.
I'll go check that out later. So Alan adds this to my trip, and I'm going, but I thought I was going to be staying later, and I would be going in the dark.
It was directly on your way
It
home.
was exactly on my way home. So I said hi to Rudy. He says hi to you. And I got the cow. We're going to be eating beef till we're dead, I think. I could die before all this beef was consumed. And I said to Alan, I don't know how to cook all these different things. Just get this cut, and this cut. He said, no, that's too expensive. I got the whole cow.
Well, you could get all of the cuts inside a quarter of a cow, and if you have to make stew with some of them, make stew with some of them. It's a whole lot cheaper to do it that way than say, no, I want this particular cut.
Okay, so then I'm coming home the same way, I think. So finally I get close to Smiths Falls and I stop and, no, I think I know where I am now. All I have to look for is Sly's Road. And then Jasper. So I did old Sly's Road, and then I did Jasper, and then I stayed on Jasper a tad too long, I think. Or something. And Alan calls. By this time I know I have gone
I said
wrong.
something like, I notice you're driving in circles. What's going on?
Because I should have been in Smiths Falls by then, and it would have been just 20 minutes home to the undisclosed location. However, he says, well, just follow the car, where it tells you, put in our address. I also didn't know you had to put end trip to put in where you wanted to go next. I couldn't figure out how to do that while I was somewhere.
If you have a destination in there and you get there, you just hit it, because you didn't, when you said Smiths Falls, you didn't have a specific address. So until you got to the place that's the heart of Smiths Falls, it would still be active. So you just say end trip.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
And then just punch in your new trip. You're going to go to a new place, and away you go.
So I learned several things today, and I was cold all day. All day. That's why I crawled into bed when I got home with the electric blanket and 2 other blankets and buried my head under the covers to get warmed up. Then I had this weird dream that pot that we used to speak of that you, Peggy says, let me just look on the bottom of that and see what size it is. I might have one like that. It was full of soup that she was gonna heat up. So she tips the pot, and it's towards me. She's looking at the bottom. She's gonna read the bottom. She knows she's put the soup in there. And I say, but the soup is facing me, or something. And I get covered in soup from head to toe. That was my dream. The only reason I remember it well is you woke me up. And it's now a balmy 19 degrees instead of 18. So tomorrow I have to get up early. It must be my turn. And this is a really long video. I think we should stop there. I'm glad I let you have so much to say. That's it. Bye-bye. Oh, and I did my hair today. So if you see me with a hat on, you know it looks terrible.
Where's my scissors?
Why?
I'm going to cut some of that hair off.
He's funny. Not. Okay.
What's the theme music for this particular?
In the jungle. Isn't it?
In the jungle?
Oh.
Welcome to the jungle. Yeah, I can do that one, I guess.
In the jungle, the mighty jungle, the lion sleeps tonight.
There's no sleeping in this
Away,
video.
away, away,
But
away.
in the jungle, I guess we could do that.
No, that's not a good one. We have to
No, I got it.
Where's
the
Waldo?
The other jungle song.
Run through the jungle.
This one.
That's
Might
probably.
be.